I'm going to give you some tips for the assignment for Lab 6, ranking salt solutions by pH. The first two questions are just making predictions prior to doing the experiment. So in this first table here, you're going to be predicting whether each one of these substances is acidic, basic, or neutral. Some of these are actual acids and bases like this and this. And so some of these you're going to want to look up what the substance is if you don't recognize it, look up its name or something along those lines, and use that to predict what it is. If it is an ionic compound like this guy right here, then you want to be thinking about the cation and the anion, and then using what you've learned to predict whether it is an acidic cation or whether it is a basic anion. If you think the substance is acidic, then you're just going to mark that box. If you think it's basic, you'll mark that box. And if you think it's neutral, you'll mark this box. So for each row, you're just going to be selecting one of these three boxes. Then in addition to making those rankings, you are also going to predict which of these substances has the lowest pH. Which one is going to be the most acidic? You'll predict which one has the highest pH, the one that's the most basic, and which one will have the pH closest to 7, the one that's going to be closest to neutral. And again, this is just you making guesses about what the lab might, what your data might look like. Then you're going to actually do the experiment. For each one of these solutions, you'll be recording the pH that you obtain from the experiment. And then you'll be answering this question: did you predict it to be acidic or basic or neutral? So you'll refer back to this first page and you'll say, oh, like maybe you predicted this guy to be acidic. So over here, you'll say that you predicted this to be acidic. And then you will answer this question based on what the measured pH is. So let's say that the measured pH was 10, which is a basic pH. In this situation, no, your prediction that it was acidic is not accurate. You'll do that for all of these, and then you will compare all of these measured pH values, and you'll record which one had the lowest pH, which one had the highest, and which one had the pH closest to 7. These you will compare back to the same predictions that you made and answer these questions right here. This is just a yes or no question. So this is a pretty fun and simple lab. The hardest part really is going to be going through and looking all these substances up and making the predictions about whether it's acidic or basic or neutral.